We are going to implement a custom sorting, which helps you to customize the order of data being displayed on your website. First, add CDN for jQuery and jQuery UI. Click on cdnjs.com. Copy this. Create a script tag and paste inside it. Another thing you will need is jQuery UI, so get its CDN too. Copy CSS link and paste in link tag. And create a script tag for jQuery UI. Copy JS link and paste here. First, we will show all data from database. This could be your home page where you want to display custom sorted data. Connect with database. And run a query to get all products data from database. Right now we are sorting by product code or auto-increment ID, which is pretty basic. So it will show all products sorting by their product code. Now create a div container which will enclose all data. Here we will be able to sort each product manually. Create a while loop to run through all records in database. And inside this loop, create a div tag which will represent each product separately. Give it a class so it will group each product under same class. And give it a unique ID. Now this will be the value which will tell the order of all products in an array. In our database, unique ID of product is product code, so we will use that. Create an image tag. Source will be the image column which contains the path of image. Give it a width so it will occupy only specific space. And display the product title. In our database, we are receiving product title in product name column, so we will use that. So you can see we have all products along with their image and name. You might have other data too, of course, that depends on your project requirement. Now we need to find a way to able to drag them so we can move them. So create a script tag. Attach a listener which will be called when the page is fully loaded. Select the div container using ID. And call sortable function. It exists in jQuery UI. Its constructor will receive an object where you can specify options. First option will be items, and it will be selector of each individual item. So we will use this div inside loop. And opacity, so when we select some product it will have lower opacity than others. It is just to differentiate. And cursor, which will appear only during dragging an item. Finally, an update function which will be called when you finish dragging some item from one place to another. It has two parameters, events and UI, although we are not going to use any of them, but you might need them in your case. Inside this function, we will get the new order of items in a variable. Select the main div container tag using its selector. And call sortable function same as above. And inside it pass the argument, to array. It will return all items unique ID in a sorted array. Right now we are just displaying it in console to see if it works correctly. So when we drop some item to a new location, we got the new sorted array. Now if you are using tables instead of divs, you might receive first element of array as empty string. You can prevent this by calling filter function to this array. And passing n means to remove null or empty strings. Now we will create a button which when clicked will save this data in selected sequence. Attach an event listener on click, and we will call a JavaScript function to send an AJAX request. And write the text inside it. Create a function inside script tag. First create an AJAX object. Call open method and set the request method to post name of file where data needs to be sent, and asynchronous. And since this is a post request, so we also need to attach a header for content type. And this will tell that the data will be in name value pair separated by ampersand sign. And send the request. Since we want to send an array, so we need to convert that into JSON string. We have data variable here. In order to access it in our AJAX function, we have to make it global. Window will make the variable global in JavaScript. Initialize this as empty array. This event will be fired when the response has been received from server. So here we have all data and a button to save. Create a new file which will handle the request. First make a connection with database like we did on other page. And create a new table in database which will hold the sequence of products. Name it product order. And it will have just 3 columns, auto increment unique ID, product ID, and its order number or sequence number. First get all data that we are receiving in a separate variable, and since we are sending JSON string, so we need to decode that JSON back in PHP array. And just check if we are receiving the data correctly. So we are receiving correctly. First of all, whenever the sequence of products changes, we have to remove all the previous sequence from database. Then we will prepare an SQL query to insert the new sequence in product order table. So loop through each product ID. Product ID will be what we are receiving from AJAX. An order number must be starting from 1 to 2, 3 and so on. In SQL we also need to separate each value using comma instead of last one. So we make sure to add comma in SQL string on each product, except for the last one. Right now, just print it out to see what will be your final query looks like. No need to refresh since we only made changes on server side. The query is okay. So now just run the query. And send the response back. So the sequence has been saved along with order number. Order number ends at 110, and the total number of products is also 110. Change the sequence. And save again. And you will see the total number is still 110 because we are deleting old sequence before adding new one. Change the sequence. And save again. You see the product is still at old sequence, because we are still displaying products based on product ID. So we just need to change this query to display products based on order number from product order table. Inner join with product order, based on product ID. An order by order number. And in ascending order to it will start from 1 to 2 and 3 and so on. Just test again for confirmation. So that's it. If you face any problem, feel free to ask in the comments section below.